Ashland. Both the first game was pretty close. They had that effort and intensity. Second game, though, wasn't too close. They lost them. And then for Hillsdale, they had 2 early games against 2 GLVC teams in Truman and Quincy. Both are very close, but both times Hillsdale was able to pull them out.
All right, you got to expect some different mentalities here. Hillsdale, on one hand, being 2-0, they're going to come in with a lot of intensity, a lot of energy. They're not looking to lose this game. UINDY, on the other hand, they're 0-2. They want this really, really bad. All right, we'll send down to the sideline with Naya Ortiz.
Thanks so much, guys. I'm Naya Ortiz, and I'm here courtside, and I'll be your sideline reporter today. The UINDY team is going to be hungry for a win today, as they have been defeated their first 2 games of the season. So tonight's match will be an interesting one. Stay connected with us all night here. Back up to you guys.
Awesome, and thank you, Naya. That was a great job. Now time for your starting lineups. First, for UINDY, a more unconventional starting lineup for them. We have Caroline Jakaitis and Liv Becker, along with Alani Williams-Harris and Idalise Ortiz, along with Jody Mullins. On this other side, the Hillsdale Chargers are putting out Peyton Nelson, Sydney Mills, Grace Touche, Ashley Conkle, and Ariana Sisum. And for the Greyhounds here, this is a really unconventional lineup put out there. Why do you think that is?
So UINDY lost their first 2 games. They need to get some kind of spark going. So they're putting in some of their more unexperienced players to try and earn their spot in the lineup.
That makes sense. They're really starting to shake things up. Mark Mitchell, of course, being a first-year coach here at UINDY, but he knows how to win, right? He won a D3 national championship, and he knows how to get things done. For Hillsdale, this is a more predictable lineup, right? These are their girls. These are the guys that they go with, right?
They sure are. And those main 2 in there will be Sydney Mills and Grace Touche.
Expect to see a lot from them today as we get things started. It's going to be Liv Becker taking the tip with Sydney Mills, and it'll be the Hillsdale Chargers getting the first shot on offense here. Here's Peyton Nelson, and she has it in the middle. She swings around the top, and you got to think they want to get on the board early, and they so almost do, right? So close, and UINDY decides to push it back. Really a great shot right there, just didn't fall.
And they had their shot right there. Easy layup, and you'll see them hit that more often than not.
And you got to think that's something they drew up right before the game. They want to get on the board early.
Definitely a planned play.
Now UINDY has a chance to capitalize on this. We have Alani Williams-Harris, who uses the screen from Jakaitis. Jakaitis puts up her 3, and that's no good. Both teams still yet to score. Nothing on their first drives.
UINDY needed a little bit more intensity there. They looked pretty slow on offense, and they were dragging along.
And see, a problem for UINDY has, when they get down, it's been really, really hard. They put a lot of pressure on themselves to get back into the game, right? So if they could take the lead early, it might change things.
And you would assume that Mark Mitchell said that to his team. Get out, get the lead early, get ahead.
Right. Here's Peyton Nelson. She dishes to Sydney Mills. Sydney Mills drives, puts up a left hand, just throws it over to the short corner, but that's no good. That was Ashley Conkle with that shot. Idalise Ortiz takes her 3. Hesitated just a bit. That may have affected the shot. Down with the board comes Conkle as Hillsdale pushes the ball. Here we have Touche. We know what she can do with the ball. She finds Conkle in the corner, who passes it back to Sydney Mills. Peyton Nelson, her defender in the air. Back to Mills. That 3's up, but that's no good. Still no points put up by either team yet.
Both teams are playing pretty good defense so far. We'll see who can break the goose egg first.
But here's a steal by Peyton Nelson. She goes up for the layup, and that's good. Count 2 for Hillsdale College there, and they take the lead.
And Peyton Nelson last year was the GMAC Freshman of the Year, so expect to see a lot of her tonight.
Now we have Alani Williams-Harris, and this UINDY offense want to get things going. Gets to Idalise Ortiz at the top. They find Jody Mullins. Jody Mullins penetrates, finds Williams-Harris. Williams-Harris goes up, and she gets fouled. That should be 2 shots. And I really like Alani Williams-Harris, right? You never know when she's going to bust out a crazy move and get the crowd going.
Yeah, she sure can. And if you watch that game on Sunday, she had a step-back 3. Amazing shot.
It was nasty, wasn't it?
Sure was.
This free throw's no good. UINDY has yet to put a single point on the board, but they have a chance to do so here in the second shot. And that's good. So with about 7:45 left in the first quarter, Hillsdale leads 2-1.
Very slow-paced game so far. Both teams are just taking their sweet time, get that best shot possible.
There's Peyton Nelson, pulls up, knocks down the mid-range jumper.
And that's 4 for her early.
And now they're bringing a full court press here. You got to think that they really want to speed up this UINDY offense. They throw a lot of turnovers. There's one there. Little confusion with the ball. That's 32. Ariana Sisum, who finds number 5, Sydney Mills, who puts up her 3, and that's good. It is now 7-1 for the Hillsdale Chargers. They're really getting out here. Now Alani Williams-Harris sizes up her defender, goes left, throws up a layup, but that's no good. Good defense there, and a rebound corralled by none other than Sydney Mills. And once again, this number 22, Grace Touche. Now they get the ball into the post. For Ashley Conkle, she puts up her jumper, but that's no good. And after 2 offensive rebounds, that is going to be number 32, Ariana Sisum, with the putback and 1.
And Sisum last year shot a 65% from the field, which was a program record.
And this is something that UINDY is going to have to jump on early, right? That's 2 offensive rebounds right there. That's 2 easy shots that they shouldn't have got. And right here you see on the replay, we see that physicality under the basket, and that could really be a difference maker for Hillsdale in this one.
And Hillsdale is a really good free throw shooting team, a solid 80% so far this year.
And we see this full court pressure is really putting a lot of pressure on the UINDY offense.
And UINDY had to deal with it all night on Sunday versus Ashland. The first half, it terrorized them. The second half, although they figured it out second half and got past of it and got a lot of easy layups.
Here's Liv Becker with the ball. She goes up on 2 defenders, puts it up, but no good. That rebound by Sydney Mills, and they get it to their guard, Peyton Nelson. She takes it up.
And here we see again UINDY getting down early, putting the pressure on themselves to have to come back.
Peyton Nelson elects to go left. She finds Conkle. Conkle throws it down to Grace Touche. Touche is looking to use Conkle's screen right here, but she goes right. Alana Wells is right on her. The ball finds Peyton Nelson, who goes towards the middle, puts up her mid-range jumper. That one falls.
And for UINDY now, you're seeing their more conventional lineup with Sadie Hill and Alana Wells back in now, along with Maya Scheidt.
And just like this, it was a 0-0 gridlock there for a while, but Hillsdale has really jumped on it, 12-1 with a little over 5 left to go. Looks like Sadie Hill wanted to find Ortiz there, but hesitates and puts up her shot. Another rebound by Hillsdale. Once again, it's Peyton Nelson who finds Ashley Conkle. She puts up the layup, but that's blocked by UINDY.
That was a good block there by Sadie Hill.
Now Alana Wells, great physical move, penetrates in, puts up a shot, and she's fouled.
That's what UINDY needs to do more of. And right here you can see that shot by number 4, Peyton Nelson, stepping back and switching it. But as I was saying, UINDY needs to do a little bit more of getting into the paint and going at the defenders.
Right, last year they were a great foul shooting team, but we'll see what they can do when they get back. Right here on UINDY TV on the GLVC Sports Network.
Award-winning news coverage. Brought to you by ethical journalists that care about you. We have you covered on crime, latest on sports, and the best in entertainment. This is UINDY TV News.
Jake, who you got? Tennessee, Georgia.
Georgia, easily, man.
Come on, Tennessee's 8.5-point dogs. Easiest spread of all time.
How?
Because they're good, and Georgia's played nobody.
At least Georgia has a defense.
Oh, come on. You're an IU fan. Your opinion doesn't matter.
My opinion doesn't matter. The only thing you know as a Purdue fan is how to lose to a 15 seed in the March Madness tournament.
We're bowl eligible, my guy. Are you? Make sure to tune in to Last Call Monday nights. We'll talk about Division I football, give you plenty of UINDY sports, some interviews in there as well, and then plenty of pro sports, whether it be NFL, MLB, the whole shebang.
Yeah, and there's at least one guy that knows what he's talking about.
And we're back here at Nixon Hall with the Greyhounds taking on the Chargers, and it has been all Hillsdale College in this one since the get-go.
Sure has. UINDY just isn't having that energy and intensity that you would want to see out of the Greyhounds. Hillsdale's bringing that and getting easy shots.
Especially after an 0-2 start to the season, you would think you would see a little bit of a spark from this team, but it's yet to show.
Sure has. And there you see that was UINDY's already. They are 1 for 3 from the free throw line. You need those points when you can get them.
And that's not something that UINDY's used to seeing, right? They're usually a great free throw shooting team. Last year they shot around the 80% mark. But there Alana Hills hits the second. Makes it a 12-2 ball game. We have Caitlin Splain taking it up. She uses a double screen. She finds Sydney Mills. Sydney Mills looks at the defense. She penetrates. Finds Caitlin Splain. Splain has Becker on her. Looking to find Carly Callahan there. Callahan finds. And Grace Touche gets her first bucket of the ball game. She is really a skilled player and a leader on this Hillsdale team.
And as you can see there, Hillsdale was very active on offense, constantly moving around. UINDY had it matched there for a while, but a good move there by Touche to get that open shot.
Looking to find Flocka down in the post. Flocka goes up on her defender, right hand. That one rolls in and out. Hillsdale back on the push. This is Grace Touche. That shot's no good by Hillsdale, but they get the board. Once again, an offensive rebound. Shot put up by Touche. That one is down. Make that 17-2 in favor of Hillsdale, and this one might run away from the Greyhounds.
Yeah, Touche with another one there. Fantastic shot.
And with about 3.5 minutes left to go, we'll see after the break. This is UINDY TV on the GLVC Sports Network.
Hey, it's Giselle here on 88.7 WICR.
88.7 The Diamond, the only jazz and classical station in Indianapolis, completely led by the students of the University of Indianapolis. Listen to us on iHeartRadio, TuneIn app, FM radio, HD radios, or even on our website.
Krebs, as she throws up her three, and their attempt to put some points on the board is no good. Here comes Hillsdale.
This is a very similar start for UINDY. Both of their first two games, they fell behind early. The first game, they came back, fought hard, lost it barely. The last game, though, got out of hand pretty quickly.
This is Danny Solenbein. Solenbein finds Mills. Mills goes to the rim, puts up a right-handed layup, no good. Rebound scored by UINDY. Alana Wells throws up to Maya Scheidt. Scheidt goes back to Sadie Hill. Sadie Hill throws up a left-handed layup, and that one falls. And Sadie Hill is really a player that can get these Greyhounds going.
Sure can. She missed the entire second half last year due to injury, but before that, she was a force for the Greyhounds.
And we saw her in the first game against Malone. She really was having her way in the post. And if you get the ball down there to her, she has a lot to work with.
Sure does. And right here you can see Sadie Hill going into the paint, getting that easy layup right over Sydney Mills right there.
A great hesitation move. Here's Sadie Hill. She finds Maya Scheidt. She's at the top of key, setting up her offense. They find Krebs on the wing. They get it down to the post, and that one is blocked. We see things have gone right for Hillsdale on offense all night long, but their defense is really carrying them right here.
Yeah, they're a very similar team to Ashland and how Ashland played Sunday night against the Greyhounds.
They've really been pushing the tempo the entire game, and UINDY just hasn't responded well to it. We see it there, another mistake by the Greyhounds. It really seems like the tempo is getting to them. They've played 3 games where they've been forced to run up and down with these teams, and it just doesn't seem like they're catching up.
Yeah, it sure does, and this has been a constant problem for UINDY with the travels. Sunday, they had probably around 6 or 7 travels. Tonight, that's the first one.
And right there, we saw the defense by Hillsdale. Now it's Sydney Mills. Ball finds Callahan in the corner. Back up to Mills. Ball's really moving well here for Hillsdale. That's Mills in the corner. She puts up her 3 in and out, but no good. Right there. Hillsdale. UIndy had a promising drive going there. They pushed the ball down the floor nicely. But Hillsdale forces a turnover nonetheless.
Right here you can see she got her feet set, drew that charge. Good job by her to recognize that Patton was going right into the lane, get her feet set, draw the charge, and get the ball going back the other way.
Really a great high-intensity, high-energy basketball play there. That's what wins you games.
Sure does. And for UIndy, it's what loses you games. Seems to happen time and time again for UIndy.
Hillsdale looking to add to their lead. UIndy has now enforced a full court pressure here.
And UIndy, by doing that, is trying to get some energy going into the team.
This is Splain. Splain takes her top of the key jumper. That's no good. Rebound UIndy. UIndy looks to push it. She drives right, puts up a right-hand layup. That one falls.
Nice hesitation there by her. She went left and went back to the right and got the easy layup.
But what I like about that is she realized she didn't have the number, so she slowed it down a little bit. She hesitated, and when she saw the lane, she took it. Now here's Hillsdale. They find Solomon at the top of the key. She drives. Can't find anything, looking for a teammate, looking for help. But a 3-second violation is called. She couldn't find help in time.
And that was good defense there by UIndy. And right here, you can see the hesitation by Scheidt to get right into the lane, past her defender, and get that easy layup, get some points on the board for UIndy.
And if Hillsdale wants to come out of that full court pressure, UIndy has to go at that pressure. They have to attack that pressure at the same pace. Scheidt finds Alani Williams-Harris. Williams-Harris finds Wells at the top of the key. She wants to take her defender, but loses the ball. That's a foul call on the floor on Hillsdale. No shots there. And it'll be Alani Williams-Harris taking the ball out. This is Krebs. Krebs finds Patton. Patton wants to take it up, but instead she travels down low. And Jada Patton, although she may have made a mistake there, had a really great game in their last contest against Ashland, didn't she?
She sure did. 11 points in her first game with the Greyhounds after transferring over. And she brought the energy for the team that they didn't have the entire game against Ashland.
Talking to Coach Mitchell about it, she says that she's really a player that can score in bunches, so we'll see how she does here. Now Hillsdale on the attack once again. They've gotten to the middle, but UIndy stopped it a couple times. Their defense is starting to pick up, and as we see, they lose the ball there.
And often this is what we see from UIndy. They get down early, then all of a sudden that energy ignites them. Mark Mitchell says something to ignite them and to get them going.
Right here, Hillsdale gets the ball back in, but that one is no good. UIndy's coming back with 20 seconds left in the first quarter.
You got to think right here, they're going to get some points on the board heading into the second quarter.
It would be a real momentum boost. They're going to take the last shot. They find Mills, who finds Alani Williams-Harris in the corner, but that one's no good. With 3 seconds left, let's see if they can get a shot off. And they can't. That'll take us to the second quarter. It will be 17-6. The Hillsdale Chargers putting it on the Greyhounds here as we go down to Nia Ortiz for Sideline Report.
those a little, but this is great for him, and he's
D1, which is the top.
A little tired, but I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. So yeah,
with our furry friend, we have with us. Hi guys, I'm Nia Ortiz, your sideline reporter for the UIndy women's basketball game here this fine Wednesday. It is a very tense match. The UIndy women's team is really trying to eat up and secure this dub while they have been defeated their first 2 games of the season. Coach Mark Mitchell, it's his first season ever, and you can tell he's very tense and trying to get this win today. He's telling his girls, stop selling for jump shots. We really need to play it safe and keep your hands on the ball at all times. Back up to you guys. This should be an interesting one.
Good deal. You heard her there. Mark Mitchell really wants his team to play some physical brand of basketball, right? They want to get the ball inside. They want to get some easy shots because the jump shots just aren't falling right now.
And it all starts with keeping your hands on the ball, not committing those easy turnovers, and giving Hillsdale extra possessions.
And that's something that UINDY struggled with all season. Mark Mitchell hasn't been quiet about it at all. He wants to see the turnovers cut. Here they come back in. It's a three-pointer taken by With, but the rebound is gained by Wells. Check that. It's rebound gained by Hill. Hill puts it up, and she was fouled. That'll be 2.
And you see UINDY is getting those three-pointers. They just aren't hitting them. It's pretty unlike UINDY. They are a pretty good three-point shooting team at about 35% a game.
And Hillsdale, seeing these constant threes, you'd have to think that they're going to let these threes be taken until they start hitting them.
100%.
Hill to line, shooting her first. That one falls. And free throws, if UINDY's going to have a chance in this game, they have to take advantage of every opportunity that Hillsdale gives them, especially at the free throw line.
They sure do. They already missed two shots earlier, two what could be costly shots.
But right there, she goes 2 for 2, pretty efficient. Looks like the Greyhounds decided to fight fire with fire here. That you want to bring a press at us, we'll bring a press right at you. We see Alana Wells on her defender. But Hillsdale gets it to the rim anyways. Layup going up, but no good.
As you can see, Alana Wells is very high energy. She's going to bring the energy and intensity that is needed for UINDY to pull this game out tonight.
You see Litz with the jumper there. Hillsdale want to travel, but no good. And Wish jumper falls. This is Touche. Touche sizes up Wells. She was looking to get it down the middle, but an offensive foul is called on Ashley Conkle. It looked like she knocked over Lauren With there.
As you can see right here, that jumper from With got the separation, noticed it, took the jumper, splashed it.
And that could be a momentum swing. Lauren With plays on both sides of the ball there.
I believe here that the refs are discussing whether it was a flagrant foul or not.
I think what they're discussing is, whether or not it's a flagrant foul. What they talk about, was it on purpose, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it was, personally. I think it was a basketball move, but
they are going to look at it, it would seem.
So we'll go to a timeout on the floor. This will be a break. This is UINDY TV on the GLVC Sports Network.
Jake, who you got? Tennessee, Georgia.
Georgia, easily, man.
Come on. Tennessee's 8.5-point dogs. Easiest spread of all time.
How?
Because they're good, and Georgia's played nobody.
At least Georgia has a defense.
Oh, come on. You're an IU fan. Your opinion doesn't matter.
My opinion doesn't matter. The only thing you know as a Purdue fan is how to lose to a 15 seed in the March Madness tournament.
We're bowl eligible, my guy. Are you? Make sure to tune in to Last Call Monday nights. We'll talk about Division I football, give you plenty of UINDY sports, some interviews in there as well, and then plenty of pro sports, whether it be NFL, MLB, the whole shebang.
Yeah, and there's at least one guy that knows what he's talking about.
Award-winning news coverage. Brought to you by ethical journalists that care about you. We have you covered on crime, latest on sports, and the best in entertainment. This is UINDY TV News.
Hey, it's Giselle here on 88.7 WICR.
88.7 The Diamond, the only jazz and classical station in Indianapolis, completely led by the students of the University of Indianapolis. Listen to us on iHeartRadio, TuneIn app, FM radio, HD radios, or even on our website at wicronline.org, a different kind of public radio.
Award-winning news coverage. brought to you by ethical journalists that care about you. We have you covered on crime, latest on sports, and the best in entertainment. This is UINDY TV News.
Sports Network. We're coming back in with Lauren With hitting the jumper. She has really been a momentum boost in the last couple minutes here for UINDY.
She sure has, and UINDY starting to climb back into this game, similarly to that game on Friday versus Malone. Starting to climb back slowly. Let's see if they can't take control of this game and take the lead.
And it started out, it didn't look too great, but we see the UINDY, as they usually do, they're starting to fight back. They're starting to crawl back. It's just they put themselves in this hole, which is, you know, it's not always easy to climb out of. And coming back, some breaking news out of the University of Indianapolis. There has been an ongoing discussion on whether or not University of Indianapolis will transfer to Division I. Will they have elected not to, and will stay at the Division II level for the time being?
They must have called a flagrant foul here. As you can see, With is shooting 2 shots with no one, with everyone else sitting at half court.
And with those 2 shots, UINDY will retain possession, and it is now a 5-point game.
2 big shots there from With, down to a 5-point deficit. UINDY was down big time early, but here they are back in this game yet again.
And for Hillsdale, that could really be a costly foul, right? That could be a 4 or 5-point swing.
Sure can. And obviously the refs went over to the replay center, and they saw something that they didn't like there, whether it was an elbow or an arm hitting the mouth of With.
Now UINDY, here's With. With takes her defender to the basket, but no good. That'd be blocked by Hillsdale. But the Greyhounds will retain possession. We see it here. Love the aggression from With, but it does end up getting blocked by Ashley Conkle there. They get it back to With. And now it's Wells. If anybody can get this team going, it's Wells, right? She's such a high-intensity player, plays with a lot of energy, plays with a lot of heart. And she finds Sadie Hill, and Sadie Hill puts it up. Great play there, great pass by Alana Wells.
And as you were saying, Alana Wells, high intensity, high energy. And as UINDY climbs back into this game, she's been a key factor in that.
Now Hillsdale. We have Grace Touche takes to the corner. She finds Conkle in the corner, but that one is no good. Alana Wells back on the offensive. She's taking it out. Hillsdale goes straight down Broadway, puts it up. That's 2, and just like that is a 1-point game.
And that was a great move there by Wells to get that easy layup.
Hillsdale takes it right back out and puts a shot up and gets a foul call.
And Alana Wells was on the GLVC all-freshman team last year, and right there you can see that sidestep move, and then right here as well, the pass to Sadie Hill.
And it's not just putting the ball in the basket that makes Alana Wells special, right? It's her ability to get her teammates involved, her intensity on defense that really rounds this team up.
And it sure is. And last year she had a great start to the season before missing the second half of the year due to an injury.
Now at the line is Touche. She misses her first shot.
That's a rare miss from her. She is a 90% shooter from the line this year.
She's been relatively quiet in this game, considering the imprint she usually has. But nonetheless, she is consistent, and she knocks that one down there. Now UINDY back on the offensive. She uses screen from With, but they're going to call a moving screen. It looks like she was shuffling her feet as the defender crossed her.
And that's tough for UINDY right there. You have a chance to tie the game and to commit a turnover on offense. Just unfortunate.
It's always a hard call to call, but I think they made the right decision there. You know, it looked like she was moving. Now we're back with Splain as she takes it down the court. Splain uses her screen, gets to the middle, fires to the corner. Splain gets it back, running the offense here, uses the screen, goes middle, takes her mid-range jumper. That's blocked, but it almost acts as a pass. She puts it up. Blocked by Sadie Hill, but it will be called a foul nonetheless, and that will send Hillsdale to the line.
And Mark Mitchell did not like that call, that foul call on Sadie Hill. And immediate reaction. And right here you can see him, he's talking to the referee.
Really great help side defense here by Sadie Hill and just got an unlucky call. But Sysom takes advantage. She knocks down her first. She puts up the second, looks good, and it falls. Make that 19 or 20-16, the Chargers. Alani Williams-Harris takes it down for the Greyhounds here. We haven't seen a lot of her, at least on the scoreboard yet, but we know that she can score in bunches. And here she goes right here. She finds Becker in the corner. Becker puts up her corner three, and that one falls. Becker is really scary when she gets hot, right? She has a great shooting stroke. She has a great handle. And if you're on the other side, you're on defense against Liv Becker, that's kind of scary.
Sure does, and she is a 50% shooter from outside the arc this year.
And I'm sensing a different energy from this UINDY team on defense after they've really put together a couple drives, but nonetheless, here comes Hillsdale. They've been here before, right? They seize this lead for a reason. They are 2-0 for a reason, right?
They sure are, and Hillsdale is 2-0 in two close games, one of them being an overtime game versus a UINDY conference rival in Truman.
Right here, we see Alani Williams-Harris fired out to the corner for Liv Becker as she puts it down. Really a great find and a great shot by the Greyhounds. But Hillsdale fires back. They take advantage of the foul.
And look at the energy in this UINDY team now. 100% different than how they started out.
Yeah, they're really pushing the pace, and this is going to be a real strength of the Greyhounds as they put up a three. Caitlin Krebs' three is no good. Rebound corralled by Ashley Conkle as Hillsdale bring it back. Splain seems to be the primary ball handler for the second group as she fires it to the corner. This is Sysom as she goes to the middle against Becker. But she gets tripped up by Becker, and a call will no doubt be called on number 5.
There's been a few quick fouls there for UINDY. You know that next time out, Mark Mitchell will be telling his team to keep their hands to themselves.
But at some point, you have to commend the Hillsdale Chargers of the physical brand of basketball they're playing. They're going right at the core of this UINDY defense. They're not scared of the guys at all.
They sure are. That's what UINDY needs to do more of. Go at the Hillsdale defenders, get at them, go into the paint, and draw those fouls.
They're definitely putting a lot of pressure on the referees, and sometimes that can win you ball games. Consistency from Hillsdale there as they knock down the free throw. Something that they've been really great at tonight, taking advantage of almost every opportunity they've had. That extended the lead to a 5-point Hillsdale lead. Alana Wells drives in, but it is blocked by Ashley Conkle. A really strong defensive play there.
Big time block from Conkle. Alani Wells was there in the paint. She got that block.
Cross-court pass found Sysom. Sysom throws it to Conkle. She puts her jumper up, but that's no good. And it looks like Sydney Mills got to that ball. She got to that ball and threw it off the UINDY defender. It is going to stay with Hillsdale here.
And that is a high IQ play by Sydney Mills to throw off the defender and keep the ball on the Hillsdale side of the court.
And that's really just one example of the combined experience this Hillsdale team has, right? They've played with each other a lot.
And they have the exact same starting five as they did last year. And you know that experience definitely helps them.
And that's a luxury that not a lot of teams have, right? To be able at this level, as Touche puts out the three, to be able at this level to keep a starting five through multiple years, it's really a luxury.
It sure is. They get you that experience. They get you that chemistry. And the chemistry is more important than anything.
Definitely. Here's Alana Wells putting up her three. That one's no good. Rebound secured by Mills as she gets it to Splain, who brings it up. Splain takes Wells left. She finds Touche. Touche goes right using Conkle's screen. Ball found Sysom, but she lost it. Now the ball controlled by Touche again. Splain puts up her three, and that one falls. The ball was really moving on that possession. They found almost every girl on the court, and it ends up with a great shot and a great basket for Hillsdale.
And Caitlin Splain, you're going to see a lot more of her. She is a sharpshooter, and last year she led the GMAC in threes until she got hurt. And last year she hit 7 threes in one game at one point with a 55% three-point rate in that game.
And as we were talking about Splain, it looks like The inbounder for UIndy stepped over the line, so it'll be a turnover. We're going back to Hillside. Wow, what a rip through. What a fake by Jace Touche there. Puts up the shot. That's no good. Offensive rebound secured by Conkle. She puts up her shot, and it goes out of bounds here.
And it was a good response here from Hillsdale. Back up to a 10-point lead again. UIndy had it down, but Hillsdale responded quickly, making some good shots.
It's really been a game of runs here. First, it started out a 17-2 ball game, right, in favor of Hillsdale. And UIndy really clawed it back, got it to 1, but since then, Hillsdale's had their foot on the gas. Here's Conkle. She puts up her post fade away, but a travel is called on Conkle. She moved her feet.
It's a break there for UIndy as she had hit that shot too.
Looked like a great move to me. Real great shot, but the referee saw it otherwise. They find Mills. Mills goes up strong, big body move. Foul call, basket does not count. Hill 80% on the season coming into this game, so you got to expect her to knock both of these down. And she does hit the first.
And Sadie Hill, similarly to Alana Wells, missed the second half last year due to an injury. And Sadie Hill had a pretty strong start to the year, had a very good game versus Malone in the opener, but she didn't play much versus Ashland.
And she puts up the second. Like we said, those free throws are going to be crucial coming down the stretch. Once again, it's Splain pushing the tempo. She finds Salabine. Salabine goes left. She gets trapped. But she gets it to Maverick Delp, who took a step before she dribbled and travel call.
These refs are on it today. If you carry that ball with more than 3 steps, you're getting called.
It's really for both teams. They've called a couple travels here.
They sure have, and it was a very similar game versus Ashland. There was plenty of travels to go around in that game as well.
They're really on top of it. They get down to Hill, and Hill puts up her big body move. That one's in.
These last few minutes, Hill has made her presence known to Hillsdale.
And an offensive foul called there on Hillsdale. A real energy uptake here for the Greyhounds. We saw
and here you see again UIndy making another run of their own.
Great defense there by Wells, right? She was moving her feet well. She stayed in front, and the referee saw a push off from the ball handler there. Wells was the one who got the Greyhounds going last time, right? Can she do it again? She finds Becker on the wing. Becker goes middle. She takes her pull-up jumper, and that one's good.
Good job there by Becker to use that screen from Flocka Ortiz to create that separation and get that mid-range jumper.
Really a great play set up right there. Hillsdale looks to fire back. Had an open shot, but they pass it up. This is Sydney Mills. Sydney Mills fires it to Maverick Delp, who puts up a layup, but that one does not go. Here's Becker. Becker puts up a pull-up 3. She's feeling it, but no. She gets her own rebound, though. Lost it, and the ball secured by Hillsdale. They push the pace. They find Danny Salenbein. That one's no good. They get their own rebound. Sydney Mills puts it up and one. Count the basket.
The lucky roll there for Sydney Mills. You saw that ball was hanging on the rim, had that spin, fell right into the basket. Right here you can see that.
We saw it. Really great physical move. Takes the contact from Flocka, puts it up, puts a little finesse on the rim there, gets it to fall. But she does not convert. But what do you know? Hillsdale gets the offensive rebound. Another second possession for them. Once again, Hillsdale with the offensive rebound. They kick it out for 3. That's Denny Salenbein, but no good. She gets her own rebound. And it's Sydney Mills who resets.
And it's a barrage of offensive rebounds right now. You know that UIndy wants to get their hands on the ball, and this time this ball does not go in the basket.
It can't be a reoccurring theme, right? Those rebounds are so important, so crucial. And finally, they do secure the rebound. Sadie Hill comes down with it. Alana Wells looks to put up 3. That one's no good off the backboard.
That is 2 straight quick threes by UIndy. Both did not fall.
And you can sense a little bit of the frustration here. They really, really want to put some points up, but they're not doing it with the best shots. Hillsdale slowing it down, getting organized here. Mills picked up her dribble and tried to find Salenbein, but that's no good. Stolen by Alana Wells. Alana Wells dishes it to Ortiz. She puts it up, no good. Rebound Wells, rebound, pump fakes, goes up, and a foul called on the Chargers.
Bodies are falling all over the place there. But it was a good job there by Alana Wells to go up and grab that rebound and go right into the body of the Hillsdale players and draw that foul.
Really great, unselfish play there by Wells. She got it to Ortiz. Ortiz put it up, had a good shot, just didn't fall, and then Wells gets her own rebound, pump fakes, puts it up, gets the foul call.
And on that last Hillsdale possession, you saw Wells got the steal. Last year, Wells led the UIndy Greyhounds in steals with 23 on the year, and she missed the entire second half of the season due to an injury.
But you can see why, right? She's so intense, she's so quick to the ball. First one's good for Wells. Here's her second. There goes that one. Wells will come out of the game. Alani Williams-Harris comes in for her. And the Greyhounds bring the pressure again. Splain taking it up for Hillsdale. Alani Williams-Harris on her, playing great defense. Splain takes it to the right side. She finds Callahan. Callahan looked the middle, couldn't find it. Touche dishes down to Sysum. And Sysum gets blocked. That one is no good.
And that was a great play on defense there by Caroline Jakaitis. Stayed with her defender the whole time and got the block. And right here you can see, stay with the defender, got the block. Unfortunately, she couldn't corral the ball in.
And the energy starting to turn here. A turnover by the Hillsdale Chargers. And usually they're a pretty efficient team, right? They've been pretty safe with the ball, but a couple more lapses like these and we can see a completely different score. .150 here left in the half. It's a 4-point game. The Chargers are leading the Greyhounds. This is Becker on the wing. Becker looks to get it to the middle. Ortiz puts up her jumper. Off front rim, no good. Touche takes it down. Fires it down to Sysum. Sysum doesn't have it. She throws it to the corner. And that three is no good. Tipped out by number 5, Sydney Mills. It'll be Greyhound ball with about a minute and a half left to put the points up.
And with a minute and a half left, you think UIndy definitely wants to at least go into half tied up here. Get some momentum going their way in the second half.
Lonnie Williams-Harris penetrates. She finds Becker on the wing. Now with Shai. Shai gets to the middle. She finds Ortiz. Great dish, and she puts it in. Great pass by Maya Scheidt.
And that was a good touch on that little floater there by Ortiz to get that ball to softly tap off the glass when it falls.
And some great roll action there from Flocka.
And UIndy's very active on defense here.
Now it's Splain. Splain goes middle, crosses back, almost lost the ball. Now with Sysum. She gets it back to Splain, who puts up her three, and that's short. It'll be Greyhound ball taking it back with about 40 seconds left in the half.
UIndy's defense now is picking it up. UIndy has picked up the intensity in the second quarter, and they are right back into this game now.
One possession game, a chance to tie it or take the lead here with 30 left to go.
And I'm sure here that UIndy's going to take their time, get the best shot possible, and get that momentum going into the second half.
She calls for a double screen. She elects to go right. She takes it down the middle. She Euro steps, but it's no good. Stopped there by Hillsdale. They push it in transition. They get it to the corner. She drives, takes it, layup, no good. 3 seconds left. 2, 1. That shot's up, And that's no good, and that'll send us to the second half. And here's the sideline report. We have Naya Ortiz.
Hi guys, I'm Naya Ortiz here, right again, courtside. We have a lot to talk about after this second quarter finish. Things got heated up after number 32 from the Greyhounds, Lauren With, got hit in the upper lip, resulting in a foul for the Wildcats. And Coach Charlie Evercamp with the Wildcats was not happy about the refs' rulings. A quote from Mark Mitchell, the Greyhounds head coach, actually said, talk to one another. Communication is key. This is how we will win this game tonight, because it seems like their players are not really talking when they're on the floor and when the action is just in play. Number 1 on the Greyhounds, Sadie Hill, was sharing some words of wisdom with number 30 after she got trampled over Idalis Ortiz. And it seemed like it really seemed to work during the final minutes of the second quarter. And the Wildcats team are pointing out all of our heavy shooters here on the Greyhounds, which could be giving them the leg up during this game. It's getting really heated. I'll see you guys next quarter. Back to you guys.
in life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30, touchdown. Michaela Burgess. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours. In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Oh, that's so many memories, I would say. I think the things that when my teammates and I get together, what we enjoy the most, I think, are just all the stories, all the things that happen between us playing against some of the best schools. You know, we played some Division I schools. We beat Eastern Illinois twice. A thrill for a Division II school to go in and to beat a Division I school. And I think we remember, you know, feeling like kind of the David versus Goliath. And that's what I think we realized, if you can come together as a group, you know, that you can have success. Well, I think any competitive person, it's tough. But I still look at it today. You know, it's been 30 years since I played competitive basketball, and in the business world and the education world, you lose, and things happen, and you go back to your playing days, and you got knocked down, and you got to get back up. So that was kind of our mantra. I think to have dreams. As a little kid, I had dreams that I wanted to do something athletically, you know, and basketball was my passion. And so I don't care what it is, do something that you like, that you're passionate about. That to me is the most important thing, and then work to achieve it. And if you work hard enough at it, I think your dreams can come true, even when people tell you it'll never happen. And that to me was kind of the David versus Goliath thing. Yeah, and it's a cliche, but I do think life is a game. Life is a competition. And I think I was prepared because I competed in college, and I say the same thing to people. You kind of those same attributes. You have to work hard, you have to practice what you want to do, and you have to believe in yourself, and you have to have those dreams, and you put that package together, and I think it's a pretty good package for success. Hi, I'm Larry Tucker. I'm a former NCAA student athlete from Lewis University.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
And we're back here for the beginning of the second half. It is the Hillsdale Chargers leading this one 31-29. And it was an action-packed first half, right? Hillsdale jumped out and they got on their horse. They took a 17-2 lead like it was nothing, but the Greyhounds, no doubt, worked their way back. That is what they're good at, right? UINDY always kind of puts themselves into a hole, but there's nobody better at working themselves back. Right here we see Liv Beggar knock down the shot.
And right here you can see Sadie Hill getting into the paint with a tough layup.
And it was Sadie Hill who really put the team on her back and brought the Greyhounds back. Without her, I don't know where they'd be.
Yeah, and Sadie Hill so far 10 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist to her name. She has had the impact that UINDY definitely wanted her to have tonight against the Hillsdale College Chargers.
One thing that hasn't been on, as you can see here, is the three-point shooting for both teams. Hillsdale's only shooting around the 25% mark, while UINDY is only shooting 1 for 10. Not a really stat you want to see up there.
No, and Hillsdale is basically known for their three-point shooting. They have plenty of shooters out on the floor, and they've just been off tonight. Same as UINDY. UINDY has plenty of shooters on the floor. Both teams just haven't been able to capitalize on those three-point shots.
But don't expect any decrease in volume. Shoot or shoot, right? As Hillsdale comes back into the game, Sydney Mills puts up her shot, no good. And as UINDY attempts to take their first lead of the game here. It's Ortiz at the top, looking to find it down the middle. She puts up her jump hook, no good. Rebound secured by Conkle.
And UINDY has 4 of the 5 same starters out on the floor, with the exception being Maya Scheit.
This is Touche. She penetrates, gets it to Conkle. Conkle puts up a jump shot, no good. Rebound tipped by Becker, but it was right to Touche, and Touche puts it in for 2. And that's really what's the story of the first half. Hillsdale had 11 offensive rebounds to UINDY's 3 in the first half.
Yeah, it sure was. Hillsdale often getting those second chance points, and that'll often make a difference in a game.
Here the Greyhounds, they get it once again into the middle. Ortiz takes a 3. No good. She has yet to hit one on the year. Touche brings it up for Hillsdale. She uses Conkle's screen. Conkle rolls, she finds her. She goes up, right-handed layup, no good. Gets her own board, puts it up other side, no good. Now Alani Williams-Harris takes it back down. She drives middle, throws up a right-handed layup, and that one falls. Some great speed, some great athleticism there for Alani Williams-Harris.
Definitely, and then good touch there on the layup to bank it off the glass and in.
And she is going to be a crucial part of this offense if they want to obtain their first lead of the game. Here it's Nelson. She finds Mills in the corner. Mills takes it to the middle of the floor. She picks up her dribble, though, but finds Nelson. Alani's off her a little bit, but Nelson then finds Touche. It goes back to Nelson, back to Nelson. She's in the middle. And a jump ball forced by Alani Williams-Harris there.
And a good job by Alani to tie up that ball and get the possession going in the way of the Greyhounds.
Great defensive possession, but as you see right there with Touche off the offensive rebound like they did so many times in the first half, she puts it in. Alani Williams-Harris steps back. She puts that one down. 2 quick baskets in succession for Alani Williams-Harris.
It's a similar shot to what we saw on Sunday night. The step-back jumper is her specialty.
And we've been saying she has the ability to be a spark plug that could really get these Greyhounds going. That was Nelson putting up her jumper, but that's no good. Who else? Sydney Mills. Sydney Mills has been a monster on the board. Jace, how many did she have in the first half?
She had 11 first-half rebounds, and last year she led the GMAC in rebounding.
And you can see why she's really made it an art form, right? She has put herself in the prime position every time the shot goes up. UINDY tied it here. They have the chance to take their first lead of the game, have yet to capitalize on an opportunity. Alani Williams-Harris after 2 quick baskets. She puts up a third. 6 quick points for Alani Williams-Harris.
And UINDY has their first lead of the night, and their first lead they've had since Friday versus Malone. And Williams-Harris has provided that spark that Mark Mitchell would have wanted out of her to begin the second half.
It looks like she really likes her matchup. Expect her to attack even more. Hillsdale's looking to get in the middle. When it says it's Nelson, Nelson drives left. She goes middle to Sysom, but it gets stolen by Alani Williams-Harris. Alani Williams-Harris pushes it up. She finds number 12, Maya Scheit, who gets back to Alani, but a travel is called on the Greyhounds. That could be a shot in the foot after 3 great drives there. 3 great offensive possessions. They turn it over. Now Nelson. She finds Sysom. She goes back to Nelson, who gets it down to Conkle. Conkle goes up on her defender. Right-handed jump hook. No good, off back iron.
And Conkle has had those looks tonight. She just hasn't been able to put them in the basket.
They've really been trying to feed her. Now it's Sadie Hill. Sadie Hill looked to go up on Conkle, but that was no good. It looked like Conkle rolled her ankle right there.
Sadie Hill right there did a good job of attacking the defender. More often than not, you will see a foul called there.
Williams-Harris taking it out. They get it to Becker in the middle of the floor. Becker looking to find Hill. They do. Puts it up. Easy right-handed layup. And the leading scorer for UINDY in the first half gets on the board here.
And that's the right look for Sadie Hill. That's where you want to get Sadie Hill. And UINDY right there almost forces the turnover.
Their bench is getting into it. And as a response, Hillsdale calls the timeout. They're starting to feel the pressure. UINDY has come all the way back from 17-2. It is 37-33 as we go into a timeout.
Award-winning news coverage. Brought to you by ethical journalists that care about you. We have you covered on crime, latest on sports, and the best in entertainment. This is UINDY TV News.
Hey, it's Giselle here on 88.7 WICR.
88.7 The Diamond, the only jazz and classical station in Indianapolis, completely led by the students of the University of Indianapolis. Listen to us on iHeartRadio, TuneIn app, FM radio, HD radios, or even on our website at wicronline.org, a different kind of public radio.
And as we were saying right before we went to break, UINDY has crawled all the way back from a 15-point deficit in the first quarter. They come out of halftime ready. What do you think Mark Mitchell said to his team to get them reinvigorated, get them ready for the second half?
He definitely reiterated that they've lost 2 games. These 2 games, they want to win. And
Exactly.
you can see it in the second half. They want to get that first win of the year and get some kind of thing going this season.
As we can see, it's a whole new team out there. One thing that Coach Mitchell talked about after their second loss against Ashland was they're just not executing on defense, and right here it looks like they're doing a lot better. Aside from that play right there, well, Hillsdale takes it all the way down the floor, and it was Sydney Mills that puts up 2. Becker's looking to find Hill. Now the ball with Alani Williams-Harris. She gets it to Hill. Hill goes right. Spins towards the middle, puts up a left-handed layup with some finesse off the rim. That looked good.
And Sadie Hill's having herself a career night right now. That is now 14 points for Sadie Hill.
Definitely. She's had a really great game. Here we see her on defense, and it looks like she gets the steal, and she does. Going the Greyhounds' way. They push it up. Alani Williams-Harris goes straight to the rim. She goes up right-handed. That's no good. Now Hillsdale looks to take back their lead, grab some momentum here. Touche. Down to Miller. She throws it to Splain. Splain puts up a 3. Corner 3, no good. And like we were saying, the three-pointer hasn't been there for either team today. Both teams not shooting very good from behind the arc. And we've seen a real battle in the paint, drawn fouls. The free throws are what really matter here. And with that, with 4:30 left here at Nixon Hall, the UINDY Greyhounds are leading 39-35 against the Hillsdale Chargers. We'll see you after this.
Jake, who you got? Tennessee, Georgia.
Georgia, easily, man.
Come on, Tennessee's 8.5-point dogs. Easiest spread of all time.
How?
Because they're good, and Georgia's played nobody.
At least Georgia has a defense.
Oh, come on. You're an IU fan. Your opinion doesn't matter.
My opinion doesn't matter. The only thing you know as a Purdue fan is how to lose to a 15 seed in the March Madness tournament.
We're bowl eligible, my guy. Are you? Make sure to tune in to Last Call Monday nights. We'll talk about Division I football, give you plenty of UINDY sports, some interviews in there as well, and then plenty of pro sports, whether it be NFL, MLB, the whole shebang.
Yeah, and there's at least one guy that knows what he's talking about.
Hey, it's Giselle here on 88.7 WICR.
88.7 The Diamond, the only jazz and classical station in Indianapolis, completely led by the students of the University of Indianapolis. Listen to us on iHeartRadio, TuneIn app, FM radio, HD radios, or even on our website at wicronline.org, a different kind of public radio.
Leads 39-35 against a talented Chargers team. Chargers will inbound the ball. It'll go to 32, Ariana Sysom. She throws a left-handed layup, no good. Rebound, Lauren With. Outlet to Alana Wells, who finds Liv Becker on the wing. She attacks right side, puts up her floater. That one falls in and out. Rebound secured by Hillsdale. They up the tempo. That ball finds Carly Callahan, who puts up a three, and that one's no good. Two quick shots.
And that's the first shot we've seen from Callahan tonight. She's averaging 13 points on the season, but she hasn't had a big role tonight.
That's the thing about this Hillsdale team, right? They're really deep at all aspects. As Becker puts up a three, and that is her second triple of the game.
And Becker, only a sophomore, she appeared in 18 games last year as a true freshman, including 4 starts.
And you can tell that she is a really good feel for the game out there. She's always playing at her pace. She always looks comfortable. Here we see her on defense. Splain was found in the corner, but it was called out of bounds going UINDY's direction.
And good job there by UINDY to force her out of bounds to close down that baseline.
The defensive execution from the Greyhounds this second half compared to the first half, night and day, wouldn't you say?
Oh, 100%. UINDY now bringing that energy intensity that Mark Mitchell wanted out of his team.
And if you watch Mark Mitchell coach, you can see he wears his emotions on his sleeve. It's no secret how he's feeling. He lets everybody in the arena know. Sadie Hill down to Lauren With, some big-to-big action. Lauren With puts up her shot. Foul on the floor called. Being offensive foul on With, the referee said she pushed off. Here we take a look at it again. That's Sadie Hill down to Lauren With, and with 3 guys around her, tried to create some space and got called for the foul. Splain here, guarded by 2 UINDY defenders. Hillsdale gets it across and looks to slow it down just a tad bit. They penetrate, get it back out to Sysom, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound by With. Lana Wells takes there for the Greyhound. She was a spark there in the first half, the one who really got him back there in that first run. She goes right with a double screen. Gets trapped by 2 defenders out to Lauren With, who pump fakes and drives left. She tries to find Hill, but no good. Stolen by Hillsdale. This is Nelson, who fires back to Touche, who puts up a three, a fast break three. That's something that you see a lot more these days. 20 years ago, that's considered a bad shot.
And credit all that to Steph Curry. Steph Curry constantly, he came into the NBA, started pulling up from outlandish spots and hitting them.
Revolutionized the game of basketball on all levels for sure. The Greyhounds take down to Lauren With, a great pass, but the layup can't be made. She has 2 defenders around him, but gets it to Sadie Hill. But before she could put up a shot, a timeout was called by Mark Mitchell. With that, we see the steal here by Hillsdale as she fires it back to Touche, who takes the 3. That brings the score to 42-38 on UINDY TV on the GLVC Sports Network.
Award-winning news coverage. Brought to you by ethical journalists that care about you. We have you covered on crime, latest on sports, and the best in entertainment. This is UINDY TV News.
Here we are back after a quick 30-second timeout. It'll be Greyhound ball. They are leading 42-38 here in the third with 2 minutes left. They get to Becker in the middle of the floor. She wants to get it to Hill. Hill goes up right-handed. That one falls.
And Sadie Hill tonight has that touch on the ball, that finesse to get that ball to fall in the basket. each and every time she puts the ball off the glass.
And this is the same strategy we saw against Malone, right? Feed Sadie Hill and let her score. Her shots weren't falling that night, but tonight she's looking scary. That was Grace Touche driving to the basket, and she got tripped up. Foul called on UIndy here.
And going back to Sadie Hill, we didn't see much from her on Sunday versus Ashland. A bit of a surprise call there by Mark Mitchell.
Hillsdale took too much time to get it in there. They wanted to get it down to the post, but Peyton Nelson just took a tad too long. They get called for the 5 seconds. Here it is once again, Sadie Hill. Little fake here, fake there, go up right hand, and it falls.
And UIndy's defense this half has been exceptional. 100% better than it was in the first half. And that's just all credit to the athletes and their effort.
And once again, Alana Wells finds who else? Sadie Hill, as she goes up with the left hand, count the bucket, and a foul.
Strong effort here by Sadie Hill. Go up, draw the foul, and put it in the basket all at the same time.
A lot of contact there. That's not easy. She's also had a great night at the free throw line here. And continues to add on to it. And this is something we haven't got to see a lot from the Greyhounds. They get to play with the lead here. And you got to think that adds some comfort to the offensive, or both offensive and defensive schemes.
But they can't get too comfortable.
Definitely. You know Mark Mitchell is enforcing that in all the huddles. And once again, Hillsdale is shooting their foot. They haven't been playing like down at all in this game. So once they do, you see the pressure's really starting to get on them. They're starting to compound, start to make mistake after mistake.
And Hillsdale hasn't been down by this much at all this year. They've been up or within 5 points the entire year versus Truman and Quincy. This is the first time we've been able to see Hillsdale play down by 9.
And when you're playing with the lead, you can trust yourself. You can trust your shot. You can trust your passes. You can trust your teammates, right? And that just takes the weight off your shoulders. Give it to Hill. They crash on Hill. She gets it out to Becker. Becker puts up a 3. No good. Loose ball foul call on the Greyhounds. We're going to go towards the Chargers.
As you can see right there, Sadie Hill can do more than just score. She found the wide open Liv Becker there in the corner. Unfortunately, Becker could not knock down the 3.
And it was her presence that really drew for almost all 5 Charger defenders on her as she found the open man outside.
Yeah, you can tell that Hillsdale is definitely keying in on Sadie Hill now, trying to stop her from scoring any more points tonight.
You have to. One-on-one, she's a matchup nightmare. But they get it down to the post themselves. Right-handed jump hooks, no good. Rebound collected by Caroline Chakaitis. And in the fast break, they find Hill. But that's no good. Nelson now has two UIndy defenders up. And some contact there. And Peyton Nelson draws the foul regardless. That foul is going to be on Sadie Hill. Definitely a difference in tempo from this Greyhound team. They're really wanting to keep these Chargers on their heels. As you see, Alana Wells with some clamp defense here. And Lolly Williams-Harris tips the pass. And it looks like they had the Chargers all out of sorts on that one. The defense looked great, although it was Danny Salenbein who would get past the defense, put up a pretty solid layup. She just missed it.
And UIndy has been active on defense this half. Sliding their feet, not doing much contact either. Not many fouls on UIndy until this last minute or so. They've had a few fouls on them. But this UIndy defense has definitely been a standout in this quarter.
For UIndy, number 24, Jada Patton checks into the ballgame. And it's a good time to note that Jada Patton and Hillsdale player number 1, Peyton Atkins, were both members of the Mishawaka Penn High School Kingsman girls basketball team. So you got to think that before and after the game, they might have been jawing a little bit, some friendly words here.
Yeah, and that team also made the IHSAA Class 4A regional semifinals in their senior year together.
There's Alana Wells. She uses the screen from Sadie Hill. She fires it back to Hill. Hill goes up left-handed, and that one falls as time expires in the third quarter. Like we said, this Greyhound team, the first half compared to the second half, night and day. As we go onto the sideline with Naya Ortiz.
I'm Naya Ortiz here reporting sideline, court side right now at the UINDY women's basketball game. Right now the score is 49-39. The women are up by 10 points, and Mark Mitchell, the head coach of the Greyhounds, is encouraging his players to keep the opponents away from the ball at all costs and really focus on defense so their last lead in the corner could not continue. Charlie Evercamp, the head coach of the Chargers, is expressing his frustration to his players in all the incomplete attempted shots they keep making. All the threes are going not straight into the hoop, so they really need to work on that this quarter. And this is resulting in a lead for our Greyhounds. Back to you guys.
Jake, who you got? Tennessee, Georgia.
Georgia, easily, man.
Come on. Tennessee's 8.5-point dogs. Easiest spread of all time.
How?
Because they're good, and Georgia's played nobody.
At least Georgia has a defense.
Oh, come on. You're an IU fan. Your opinion doesn't matter.
My opinion doesn't matter. The only thing you know as a Purdue fan is how to lose to a 15 seed in the March Madness tournament.
We're bowl eligible, my guy. Are you? Make sure to tune in to Last Call Monday nights. We'll talk about Division I football, give you plenty of UINDY sports, some interviews in there as well, and then plenty of pro sports, whether it be NFL, MLB, the whole shebang.
Yeah, and there's at least one guy that knows what he's talking about.
Welcome back to Nixon Hall, ladies and gentlemen. The University of Indianapolis Greyhounds lead the Hillsdale College Chargers 49-39 as we start this fourth quarter. And if you were to ask us what the score would be heading into the fourth quarter, about 2 minutes into the first, I don't know if we would have said UINDY be up by 10.
No, it was 17-2 early. Hillsdale had all of the momentum. Hillsdale took charge early, and I didn't think they would look back.
But this UINDY team persevered nonetheless, and they brought it all the way back, and now they're up by 10. Here we see Hillsdale attacking the left side. They fire it to Sysom. Sysom's in the middle, gets her defender to jump, puts up a right-handed jump, and that's a foul.
It's a tough call there.
Looks like really great defense, but great physical activity down there by Hillsdale.
Her hands seem to be straight up there. It's just a tough call there for Liv Becker.
This is the 12th and 13th free throw that Hillsdale's taken in this game. They've gotten to the line quite a bit.
UINDY's keeping the tempo up. You would think that they might slow it a little bit, being up by 8 with 9.5 to go.
Here's Becker. Becker finds Krebs at the top. Now it's Flock who finds Alana Wells in the corner. Wells looks to reset. She goes right, finds Flocka. Ball swinging around the top of the key. It's Flocka for three. Almost looked like it was going to go in off the window, but no.
And Krebs there tried to draw the jump ball. She just couldn't get her hands all the way onto the ball.
Duche finds Mills in transition. It looks like they're trying to get it down to Conkle. Here's Touche with Krebs on her. She goes right. She throws up a right-handed layup. No good. Foul's going to be called on the floor there on the Greyhounds.
And they're at the end of the third and the start of this quarter. That is now 5 fouls in the last few minutes against UINDY.
Inbounds pass deflected by Wells there. They'll try it again. Now they get it into Conkle. Conkle does have a right-handed hook shot. Hits nothing. They're bringing it back, high intensity, high pace. They find Becker in the corner. Becker puts up a corner three. That one falls. Count it, her third triple of the game.
And Becker's been sitting there in the corner a lot of the game. 3 corner threes now to her name. And Becker has made her impact on this game.
And she's the only shooter in the contest that's had any kind of success out there. There's Hillsdale shooter as she shoots and she misses. But a loose ball foul is called on the Greyhounds. It'll stay with Hillsdale.
And right here you can see a good pass by Lana Wells out to Liv Becker with the open three, splashes it home, gives the Greyhounds an 11-point lead now.
And you asked the question, why are the Greyhounds slowing it down when they have a lead like this? I don't think that Mark Mitchell wants to take his foot off the gas at all. They've had so much success playing at the pace that they're playing at, and it's really, I don't think he wants to take the wind out of their sails.
And most times you would see teams with a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter slow it down. Just try and just slow the game down, win the game. But here you can see the Greyhounds are keeping that pace up. They are doing what they have done best tonight.
I guess if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? We watch as Peyton Nelson waits to inbound the ball. She finds Splain. Splain uses the screen, goes right. Trying to get the ball inside. It's Touche that goes up left-handed. Great defense from Sadie Hill there. But a foul is going to be called on Touche as she tried to take it from Hill.
And Sadie Hill tonight, 21 points, 6 rebounds, has definitely been the player of the game so far.
Like we've said many times, she's a matchup nightmare, and when they do get that one-on-one matchup, when they isolate her in the post, she's almost unstoppable. Alana Wells finds Becker. Becker's looking for Hill down low. But they find Ortiz at the top of the key. She puts up a mid-range jump shot, no good. Ball's up, it tipped around, but it falls to Hillsdale. They find Splain, who puts up a three. But before she shoots, she takes 1 or 2 steps and gets called for a travel.
And Splain tonight has not been as active as we would have thought. She is a sharpshooter. She shoots those threes very well. Tonight she's only tried a few of them and hasn't hit one yet.
That's very surprising. You could credit that to the rims tonight. They're just not falling. But, you know, for Liv Becker, she hasn't used the rim a whole lot. She's put it straight in. As we see Liv Becker go right into the defense, it looks like the defender was caught in the restricted area right there, and Liv Becker is going to go shoot some foul shots. Great outlet pass here, and we see Liv Becker go straight at the defense, and she gets a foul call. Free throws up, and that one falls, making it 53-41 Greyhounds.
And that's 12 points now for Becker. Her career high with UIndy is 13. So this is for the tie right here.
That she does. It'll be Peyton Nelson taking it out. She gets it in the Splain, who has Becker on her. She gets past Becker, looks to push it. She goes to the corner, finds Sysom. Ball gets to Touche. Touche goes middle. She was looking for Sysom, but it wasn't there. To Splain. Splain shoots a three, and that one falls. Just as we were saying she wasn't hit tonight, I think she heard her. She puts one up, and it goes down.
Good old-fashioned commentator jinx.
It's a curse. And it's a real thing, too. People don't understand it, but it's a real thing. An anomaly, if you will. As Alana Wells slows it down a tad bit. Here's Liv Becker. She drives left. She finds width at the top of the key. They get it down to Hill. Hill goes up right-handed. Great defense there from Ariana Sysom.
And Hillsdale is doing everything they can to prevent Sadie Hill from getting the ball down in the post. And they did a pretty good job.
Here's Mills taking Hill to the basket. She has nothing there. She's trapped. And she throws it right to Alana Wells, who takes it up on Touche. Left-handed layup. That's good. Extends the lead to 12 for the Greyhounds.
And UIndy in the second half has been way much improved compared to their first half selves.
Well, like we said, they're allowed to trust themselves, right? They can breathe a little bit. They can play offense with a comfortable nature. And you see Mark Mitchell. He was fired up, wanting to get the ball to Sadie Hill, but on the entry pass. They would call a travel on the Greyhounds. Bring it back.
That is a tough call there.
Right here we see the steal by Alana Wells as she goes up, puts it in with the left hand. Right there, Splain is her triple right after. I guess you could say we badmouthed her.
Yeah. And Hillsdale will need a few more of those threes if they want to get back in this game.
And the Greyhounds might be up by double digits here, but don't expect Mark Mitchell to let his team take their foot off the gas at all. Peyton Nelson in the middle of the court. Finds Salenbein. Salenbein goes up right-handed, reverse layup, and that one falls. Really a great move, a spin to get back to the open space, puts it up with the right hand.
And added some spin on that ball, too, to get that to spin into the basket off the glass.
Some finesse there.
There's been a lot of good spins in this game off the glass. What do you say?
The ball has rolled really well when they get inside, but from the three-point arc hasn't been there. Gets it down to Sadie Hill with two defenders on her. A lot of physical activity going on down there. She draws the foul.
You can see she's getting all the attention now. When she is in the game, Hillsdale is focusing in on her and trying to prevent her from getting the ball. But when they do that, often she gets fouled due to her physical nature.
And she's definitely not someone you want to send to the free throw line either, so the ability to draw fouls is definitely an asset for her. And they go right back to her, Sadie Hill, but they have three gals on her. Like you said, there's an obvious defensive scheme in place here by Hillsdale. Do not let Sadie Hill get the ball.
And you would think it would open up some three-point shots here for UIndy. It would leave someone open. Look at that inbound play right here, though.
Lonnie Williams-Harris went to go up the reverse layup. No good. She gets her own rebound, and it looks like she got caught in the lane for 3 seconds. Steal there by number 12, Maya Scheidt. It'll be the Greyhounds with 5 minutes.
And Maya Scheidt there, after she got that ball, she saved it behind the back pass. Smooth little pass there over to Williams-Harris.
Really great execution, great athletic play there. Here's Lonnie Williams-Harris. Finds Wells. They get to width. Free throw line jumper. Count it. And just like that, UIndy extends the lead to 12. There's a timeout on the floor. You see it. Here's Wells. They find their girl width. Free throw line extended. That's her shot as we go to break here from Nixon Hall.
Award-winning news coverage. Brought to you by ethical journalists that care about you. We have you covered on crime, latest on sports, and the best in entertainment. This is UIndy TV News.
Hey, it's Giselle here on 88.7 WICR.
88.7 The Diamond, the only jazz and classical station in Indianapolis, completely led by the students of the University of Indianapolis. Listen to us on iHeartRadio, TuneIn app, FM radio, HD radios, or even on our website at wicronline.org, a different kind of public radio.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the fourth quarter here in our contest between the UIndy Greyhounds and the Hillsdale Chargers. We've said it over and over. After being down big in the first half, the Greyhounds came out as a new team and now hold a double-digit 12-point lead against the Chargers.
And don't expect UIndy to let up anytime soon. They've kept the tempo up, and right here, the full court pressure still.
And right there we see it. The Greyhounds force another 5-second violation. Hillsdale turns it over.
And Mark Mitchell is getting exactly what he wanted out of his Greyhounds right now. This is the intensity he mentioned in the practices over the offseason. They always brought intensity. Some of the practices got fiery, he said. And here's the intensity now being shown in the game.
Here's Becker. She gets it back to Wells. Wells resets to 25 on the shot clock. And you talked about the fiery nature of this squad. Coach said that he really likes that. He likes seeing that in practice. It shows the passion. It shows how much these girls care about this sport and this team. As Wells crosses left, crosses right. She finds Hill. Hill goes up and gets fouled. Really a great chain of moves there from Sadie Hill. Or Alana Wells.
Yeah,
and a great pass to Sadie Hill.
That was some fantastic ball handling there and a great pass over to Sadie Hill.
Man, she fired that thing over there.
And as you were saying, Sadie Hill is not someone you want to send to the line. She is 5 for 5 tonight and 80% on the year.
And that was one of UIndy's strong points last year. They didn't have the season that they wanted last year, right? But this was definitely a high point. They were a great free throw shooting team. They were reliable at crunch time when they got to the stripe. But the Greyhounds would definitely love a cushion here, love some extra insurance, some security to add to their lead. That marks 22 for Hill with a chance to make it 23 here with 4 minutes left.
And her career high is 25. Can she get there?
She's definitely in the zone right now. She's had looks all night. They've been feeding her, and she's capitalized.
And she is a fantastic shooter from the stripe, as you can see. Now 7 for 7 on the night.
Here we see it, the pressure from the Greyhounds really speeding up these Chargers. This is Splain. She gets it to Touche. Touche has it in the middle. And it's stolen by Alana Wells. She's been a force on defense, but she dribbles it right off of Touche's foot, and it goes out of bounds. It'll stick with the Greyhounds. She's really been all over the place, Alana Wells has, especially on defense. It seems like every couple minutes we're replaying a steal of hers.
Sure does, and she's had a fantastic night for herself. She missed that second half of the year due to injury, as we mentioned earlier. She's had a fantastic start to her junior year.
4 steals on the night for her. As they found Scheidt in the corner, but her triple is nada. This is Mills. Mills tried to find Sysom there, but it wasn't. Lonnie Williams-Harris pulls up, mid-range, no good. Rebound secured by Splain. A loose ball, foul called on the Greyhounds that Coach Mitchell didn't necessarily agree with there. The bonus is in effect here, so we will go to the line. And it'll be Splain shooting at the free throw line. And if you're Hillsdale, I don't know if there's anyone else you'd rather put at the line. Sure enough, the first one falls. So a 13-point lead in favor of the Greyhounds. Cut that to 12, though, as Splain hits her second. Scheidt bringing up the ball now for the Greyhounds. She gets it to Wells.
And UIndy is now starting to slow that tempo down. 12-point lead with 3.5 to go. You would expect them to slow it down here.
Milking the clock here, milking the clock. Gets to Becker. Becker with the lane. She takes it to the middle. She finds With, a great bounce pass, and With puts it in. How about that dime from Liv Becker?
Liv Becker's had herself a fantastic night. Only a sophomore. She has 13 points on the night, and now 2 assists and 2 rebounds along with that.
Really a great performance. She's really helped build this lead as the Greyhounds are up by 14.
And now the Greyhounds are just looking to close out this game, get their first win onto the board, erase that goose egg, and get some momentum going into a 3-game road trip.
They throw the lob to Wells, who has Splain on her. She takes it up. She goes right into her, goes right down the middle, fakes it to With, puts it up with the left hand off the board. Great finish there by Wells.
You can't do much better there, can you? Getting into the lane and getting that layup.
That's twice in a row. The penetration made open shots, great shots that UIndy was able to capitalize on. But nonetheless, Hillsdale is not out of this game yet. They find Sydney Mills for 3. But Wells calm, cool, and collected here. She tries to find With again. With gets the ball, puts it up right-handed with the defense draped all over her. She puts it up and in. She is on fire right now to close out this game. She wants this first win.
Lauren With is putting her impact onto this game now. We haven't seen much from her tonight, but now in this fourth quarter, she's making her presence felt.
You know, she's really stepped up at vital moments. She hasn't been out there the entire game, but when she's been out there, they've been impactful minutes. And we see her get the rebound right there as Wells takes it up for the Greyhounds.
There's a block there by Liv Becker as well. Becker, in her sophomore year, having a career night.
Maya Scheidt holding it now, finds Liv Becker at the top. Becker goes middle, sizing up her defender, finds With in the corner. With scours the floor. She left to drive baseline. But a foul called on Hillsdale. And UIndy's in the double bonus, so that'll be 2. And UIndy's been excellent from the stripe tonight. They're 15 of 17 up to this point, shooting at the 88% mark. There's not much more you can ask for.
No, remember when they started 1 for 3? We were talking about how they weren't shooting the ball too often from the stripe at 1 for 3. Now they have hit what? How many is that in a row now? 15?
Consistency. Now Splain looks to inbound. She gets it in to McCormick, who gets it back to Splain. Splain has Scheidt on her. She uses a screen. Looks for the fader. Ball now in possession of Nelson, who fires to the corner. That's 15. Kendall McCormick puts up a 3. Hits nothing, but Splain gets the board. She goes right, puts a floater up, and a foul is called. She'll go to the line.
And right here, you can see that effort from Lauren With. And right there, a wide open 3 by Sydney Mills to cut into the lead. In this half, UIndy has outscored Hillsdale by a score of 39-20.
Like we said, they're 2 completely different beasts. This Greyhound team in the first half looked like they were out of energy already. They looked tired to an extent, but they come out at halftime. I would love to hear what Coach Mitchell said in the halftime speech. You know, they came out an entire new team, a brand new mentality, and they created a brand new scoreboard.
Mark Mitchell definitely put his stamp on this game, and 100%, whatever he said in that locker room ignited this team. Hillsdale has put in a lot of their reserves, which include Noelle Lavery, Macy Berglund from Carmel, Indiana, along with a few others.
And as the Greyhounds are up by 15 here, they get to milk out the clock, and they get to really bask in their first win, right? You got to think this is a weight off their shoulders. Okay, we got the first one down. Now we have the rest of the season to go. Finally have some momentum on their side. It's great to see. As well as puts up her 3-pointer, but that one's no good. Rebound secured by Noah Lavery there. Hillsdale penetrated there, had the shot, but he got blocked by the Greyhounds. And we see here, even with a 15-point lead, with 30 seconds left, Mark Mitchell is as loud as ever when talking to his team. He's really so intense. He's really a big basketball guy, and as a fan of the sport, you love the passion that he has. As UIndy gets it back and the shot clock turns off, it is 15 seconds until the Greyhounds, the University of Indianapolis, comes out with their first win of the season. They'll move to 1-2 as the Chargers fall to 2-1. And as time expires, it really was a great game, a tale of 2 halves here. at Nixon Hall.
It sure was, and UIndy put their stamp on this game in the second half. The player of the game was most definitely Sadie Hill. Sadie Hill had her impact on this game. 23 points, 6 rebounds to her name.
And Sadie Hill definitely had a monstrous game. It was so fun watching her out there. And, you know, you got to be happy for this team. You know, they really worked hard. Coach Mitchell talks about how hard they worked during practice, how hard they worked in the offseason to get here. And here we have Coach Mark Mitchell down with Naya Ortiz for the Sideline Report.
I'm Naya Ortiz here with the Greyhounds head coach, Mark Mitchell, and congratulations on today's huge success. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling real good about this win today.
I can only imagine. So what have you guys done differently from your last 2 games that led you to today's huge success?
I think we took care of the ball a lot better in this game. I don't know how many turnovers we had. We had 5 turnovers early in the first quarter, and I think we settled down after that, and I think we played a good, solid game after that.
I definitely believe you guys definitely stuck your hands on the ball and really played strong on defense. So what's a message that you have to your future opponents leading up to the next game?
Now, we're just going to play hard. Like, we just got to play a little smarter, but we're going to play hard every 40 minutes.
Definitely, for sure. Thank you so much. And again, congratulations. A celebration is in order.
Thank you.
Of course. I'm Naya Ortiz reporting for UINDY TV at Nixon Hall.
And there we see a happy coach, Mark Mitchell, for the first time this year. He hasn't been satisfied with these first 2 games. And in that first half, it looks like the 0-2 Greyhounds out there. But in that second half, like we said, time and time again, a completely new team, a completely new energy. What do you think, Jace?
Yeah, definitely. Mark Mitchell definitely had that halftime speech ready to go heading into the locker room. And he ignited his team, brought out an entirely different team in the second half.
And we see the Greyhounds finally get over the hump. Like we said, they put themselves into a hole, but there's no better team than the Greyhounds and these Lady Greyhounds that are climbing out of it, you know.
Yeah.
They really looked great today. It was a whole team effort. Liv Becker had a great game. We've already talked about how Sadie Hill tore this game up, tore this Hillsdale Chargers team up. She really, really had a game. And that does it for us here on UINDY TV on the GLVC Sports Network. Your final score is 68-53 at Nixon Hall. My name is Caden Colford, here with Jace Hodge. Have a great night.